After trying out lots of paper brands over the years, I've come to find that I often prefer paper with a touch of feedback and texture over the super smooth Rhodia and Clairefontaine paper. After doing some research online, people quickly pointed me in the direction of a Japanese brand called Maruman, specifically their Mnemosyne line. After trying out the B5 spiral-bound notebook by Maruman, I would still describe the paper as smooth. But I can confirm that the paper is of excellent quality and overall the notebook is an excellent choice if you're looking for a spiral-bound notebook. Maruman uses numbers to distinguish the different products in their catalog. Their notebooks and other paper products come in a variety of different sizes and layouts. The notebook seen in this review is number 194, or the Mnemosyne B5 spiral-bound notebook. B5 makes it slightly larger than A5 and slightly smaller than A4, which for me is a perfect size to carry around when going to class. Visually, the notebook looks pretty stunning as far as spiral-bound notebooks go. As most things Japanese, the design is very understated and clean, with the word Mnemosyne and the number 194 printed on the cover in a small gold font and an easily removable sticker in the bottom left with some basic information on it. This makes the notebook ideal for a professional or classroom setting. The only substantial amount of color comes from the yellow insert at the front of the notebook. I don't speak Japanese, but I assume this page gives basic tips and ideas on how to use the notebook and what to use it for. This page feels much more rough and absorbent than the rest of the notebook, which could make it usable as some kind of ink blotter when closing the notebook with the ink still wet, although I'm sure this is not its intended purpose. You could easily tear out this page, but I think the illustrations and Japanese characters look pretty cool. The cover and rings are pretty rugged and pose enough protection for the paper. With this notebook I have no fear at all to take my writing with me. The notebook contains 80 pages of cream-colored paper. They all have 30 lines on them, each 7 mm apart. Interestingly, all of the lines are dotted, except 3 that are solid and a bit thicker than the rest. This makes it possible to divide the page in 3 sections. This is totally optional, however, since writing over these lines makes the difference between them barely noticeable. A similar thing can be found at the top and the bottom of the page, where 3 tiny notches mark possible columns on the paper. They as well are too small to be bothersome. At the top of each page we have a section to write down the page number or date and a title. This is ideal for me, since I plan on using the notebook to take notes during lectures, but I can see this being annoying if you have no need for it. Every line is printed in a light grey color, as to not to distract from your handwriting. Each page is micro-perforated, making it easy to cleanly remove pages. The Maruman paper is of high quality. It is not quite as smooth as Clairefontaine or Rhodia, but it is still very smooth nonetheless and a joy to write on. It gives a tiny bit of feedback while writing, which is very pleasant. It handles pretty much every writing instrument without problems. I haven't encountered a single case of bleed-through, feathering or spread. Only some mild shotery is possible, but it doesn't pose any problems for writing on the other side. The paper does feel a little more absorbent than I'm used to. As a result, colors can look a bit more muted than on Clairefontaine or the Tomo River paper, for example. It doesn't bother me too much though, and the paper is still great at portraying shading and sheen. It also means faster drying times, which is great for taking notes on the go. To sum it all up, the Maruman Mnemosyne B5 spiral-bound notebook is a fantastic notebook that is well made and has great paper. On eBay I paid $20 for a pack of 3 notebooks. This is a great price, considering you're getting 3 notebooks with fountain pen friendly paper and a visually appealing and solid cover. I recommend this product to anyone looking for a spiral-bound notebook, especially if you like to use fountain pens.